I really think of domestic violence like a disease. So if you imagine that 1 out of every 3 women in your organization is going to struggle with domestic violence during her career with you. And she's going to bring that struggle to work with her. It's going to affect her morale, her productivity, and potentially her safety. And it will also adversely affect her coworkers and her team. She will statistically miss approximately 137 hours of work each year that she's struggling with domestic abuse. And she's going to incur significantly increased medical and mental health costs, which you will be intimately involved with because she's probably on your plan. And she could also, horrifyingly, become one of the approximately 30 women who will be killed by their batterers at work this year. So that's an intimate sense of how big of a problem this is. And because of the sort of staggering scope of this, and when you extrapolate out to the $7 billion in impact on American industry, there's been a patchwork of state and local laws that have been enacted to try to address this problem. Policy is good, implementing it properly is good, but there's something else. You have to have an open workplace environment where people are going to feel comfortable to talk about these issues. You can't spot the victim. You're not going to be able to profile them. Like, that woman's a victim, let's go talk to her about what she needs. You're never going to see it. Maybe if you're sophisticated enough and you know there's telltale signs, you may be able to spot someone here and there. So the only way that you're going to get this person to come forward to seek assistance for their own good, for the good of the company, is by having an environment that's open enough where this conversation has already been started for them in an appropriate way so that they feel they can come forward and say, hey, remember how we're talking about this? Or remember when we had this presentation or whatever it is? You know, something like that's happening in my life too. So that's the blessing I want to give all of you, is in addition to all of the work that Standing Firm is doing, or as part of that work, to maintain or to create this open environment. And I gave the analogy or the metaphor before that domestic violence is like a disease. The good news is you all are doctors, and by standing firm on this issue, we can together find a cure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.